true massive tank on the side of T1. Pantheon and Yorick, both bruisers. Yes, they can be difficult to deal with, but it's not like trying to punch through a Scion or an Ornn or something similar. Last pick of the draft, red 5 for T1 is it feels really bad, and you feel like you've lost a huge part of the power budget of your character, as now the Pantheon from T1 owner has secured the first Drake of the game. 6 minutes and 45 seconds in. Beishwan coming back up into the top side. Doran forced to flash away again, but nice handshake brings him right on back, and BLG get first blood.
Owner though setting his sights on mid. A lot of farm away from Knight. You'll notice the mid gold gap really starting to increase in Faker's favor. We don't get a chance to talk about the previous play.
Yeah, Carry is already in danger. Remember, he used his flash trying to go after Knight. Now he's already dead. Owner wants to jump in and make something else happen, but he has to flash back over the wall as on Elk and Beishwan continue going forward. Elk needs a bailout if he wants to survive, and he gets it! Elk stays alive! Gumayushi tries to fire back, but he's got to reload the gun. Now the curtain call's open on sidestepping 3. The fourth can't hit Beishwan, but the dance... Maybe he can convert that fourth onto Beishwan, but Beishwan had the distance to sidestep the curtain call.
Over Elk. No Blade of the Ruin King finish just yet, but T1 do not want to give this up without a fight.
Owner jumps in, immediately goes for the stun on the Knight. Carry with a bomb blossom onto 3, but the backup damage isn't quite there. Owner's going to be chased away next. The deadly flourish doesn't hit Elk. Owner's going to take a ton of damage. The bailout from Elk is not there in time. Faker's shockwave finds 2, and T1. Reason that this champion is considered by many to be the best jungler on the patch, as Beishwan goes in for Faker, and now it's trouble for the T1 mid lane. The handshake pulls him right on back. Knight's got enough damage and a shutdown. There's still a few seconds remaining on that cooldown to use that to make his way into the fight, but Faker has been found out. Beishwan tackles Faker out of the decimating smash, and Owner's made his way into the fight, but he's immediately ejected by the Keeper's verdict. Faker still under pressure. Decimating smash hits this time, but Ben and Beishwan don't have any damage. Ben tries to get away, but a Pop Blossom locks him up. A deadly flourish to follow. Hostile takeover saves Ben's life as Elk and On try to fire into Gumayushi. Elk goes forward. Gumayushi still shielded and getting away as Faker's the target for On, but Elk and On have overextended. Faker's already killed On as T1 scramble for defense, and BLG way overplay their hand.
T1 do not lose a single member. BLG too deep. We're back to live.
We're already back to live, and Faker's got another target on his back. He's got another shockwave on BLG, and Carrier picks up the kill. He finds a target, but it's only a Nico clone. The power of this ability, as now another catch for T1 spells the end of Beishwan in this river. The death timer's 30, the Drake timer's 15. This is going to be sole point for the side of T1. 17 minutes into the game. Meanwhile, Vedius, we haven't seen Doran in a while. That's because he's doing a little bit of construction work in the side lanes, flashing forward after Knight to try to get this kill in the solo. The Maiden of the Mist giving him the lifesteal. He's trying to sidestep. He only needed an inch to get close enough to swing the shovel, but Knight denies it. While Doran drops to the BLG mid laner in the top side, the Herald is going to be summoned in mid lane. The Drake is going to be taken. It's sole point 18 minutes in for T1.
My goodness, T1.
For the side of T1, all BLG really has here are those 3 Void Grubs, but Vedius, when you're this far down, you can't get to the turrets. On, forced to be saved by Elk, as Doran's gonna take a ton of damage in a counterattack. Nice kill for BLG, and they're about to make it 2. Carrier in danger, but now Beishwan, stunned up by the Pantheon, forced to flash to survive. Faker flashes forward, but he can't get the distance in time. He keeps looking for more. Owner wants to make his way in with another shockwave, finding its way on to Elk. On drops next. Gumayushi's got his number, and T1's counting bodies. Another Pop Blossom, another double kill of a Faker. Beishwan dies to a point-blank spear, and T1 runs the rift.
BLG get a kill onto Doran, but look at what it cost them. 4 members fall.
As BLG know, they can't afford to give an objective away when they're already this far down. Faker trying to use the ball to zone on out. Hostile takeover goes through, but it doesn't find much of anything else. Going to be zoned away now by the rest of T1, as immediately you got a problem for Doran. Beishwan takes him down. Curtain call's been opened up. Beishwan might just die here. One last shot goes through, and the 4th shot finds its mark. Now Ben trying to steal away the Otacon, but it's not going to matter. Doran and Beishwan have been traded. eliminated, but everybody else is still alive. Faker claims the Otacon, and T1 get the objective as they look potentially for more of a fight. Keria thinking about a tangle barb here, but he can't get the range in time. Ben still here on the front line, gets caught by the tangle barb. Keria knocked into the unraveled earth, but he stays alive for now. Owner steps forward with a shield, not quite enough damage. Shut down from Elk, but Faker takes out two. T1 unrelenting as Keria kills Knight over the wall, and only Ben is left standing. Gumayushi fires another shot, but it's a triple kill for Faker to seal the deal.
T1 will leave no survivors. The Otacon was not enough. They saw blood in their eyes, and they took out the rest of the BLG roster.
And T1 now with an Infernal Soul with 20 flowers of a lead thanks to the Otacon harvesting everything for them.
Carry Gumayushi with a 3-0-13 scoreline. Faker though the target.
Faker caught, handshake from On. This could be huge, but Faker with a nice shockwave ready to turn it around. The hostile takeover ain't gonna do anything as On tries to get away, and base one flashes back over the wall. Owner ready to hunt him down. The spear doesn't hit the target, and now On right back out of the Callista ulti trying to stay alive. Faker with a nice use of the stasis, keeping himself alive and healthy as the curtain call opens. BLG gonna take a couple of shots from this one, has been body blocks for Knight. T1 won't get any kills, but it's a big win in terms of health bars, and they head back up towards, wait a second, Beishuan's going on a magical trip. Okay, he will at least be able to escape for now, but the enemy jungler's at 10% HP, and he has to recall. T1 sees the green light to go for the Baron.
Exactly that, Flowers. It's too difficult for BLG to contest this objective. They're still gonna try though. The TP comes through from Knight.
It's a full send from BLG, perhaps, as Keria goes in. He finds the pop blossom of the BLG mid laner, and Knight is already dead as the fight starts. Ben's made his way into the back, but Faker will not be threatened by a Scion alone. Owner continues pressing forward, and Gumayushi puts the kill shot into On. Beishuan's the next to fall, and Doran buries him. T1 with a Baron plus 3 kills will force their way into the base. Elk continues fighting and kiting and trying to get away. The deadly flourish doesn't connect, but it gives him enough space to get the kill right after. Guma's unstoppable, and only Ben is standing. T1 slam this first game.
Gumayushi involved in 20 of the team's 22 kills, has the Nexus in his eyes, and is looking to close things out.
The Nexus turrets are nothing but a formality. Ben's health bar, the same thing as T1. It was close for about 10 minutes, and then it was not ever again in this first one. T1 takes game 1.
To dominate in the team fights.
These team fights from BLG are absolutely ferocious. Rel, Wukong, and Annie all have the ability to start the fight. Then the other two...
The point of contention is the Scuttle Crab is what they're setting their sights on for now.
Ooh, Knight drops the combo there on Faker, but now Doran launching out the Ornhorn. Beishuan could be in a little bit of danger, but Ben's here ready to back him up. The equalizer's already been used. Doran very low, about to die. It's first blood over to Knight.
If you're conceding dragons and grubs and all of these neutral objectives, the problem you find yourself in is that you're forced into a fight when you do not want to take it. So getting that dragon alleviates some of that pressure, but the sieging power now, thanks to these grubs secured by BLG, will be something that T1 has to deal with as the game continues.
BLG still with that very modest gold lead. 2 grubs claimed already. That third one now picked up by Beishuan. So the extra pushing power they have now could build itself into a lot of extra gold if they can knock down a bunch of these plates. And that's going to start up here in the top lane. Doran's the target as it's a 4-man dive onto the T1 top laner. And Doran dives. And stacking. The only additional item past his starter item he got was the refillable potion, but now he has to flash away. Beishuan's ready to follow. Ben's got the follow up. The turret ain't even dead yet. Owner and Faker wanted to commit for the objective. They'll get it, but at great cost. Turret to T1, double kill over to BLG as Keria and Gumayushi try to make a play on the Knight, but he's already back to safety.
Jungle duo, BLG not going to waste any time. They know they're stronger, they're going to force this objective.
Yeah, T1's hanging around the area, but I think they're just going to get a front row seat.
Way too fast.
Yep, not only is that going to be Rift Herald to the side of BLG, but the third neutral objective secures the third and final feat, guaranteeing that BLG...
He's been left isolated a lot of this game, and you can see that resulting in the XP advantage. Now Doran caught out.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, though. Doran is only strong against magical damage. Beishwan does a lot of
A clean scoreline of 5-0. The TP, oh, a double TP actually. They're trying to collapse onto Knight or Beishwan. I don't think they're really going to get much off the back of this. Owner, though, heavily committing onto Knight.
Yeah, T1 really want to get some kind of a punish here. Knight still trying to get away when becomes lightning, slows him down. Keria misses the winner's bite. Exhaust used to guarantee that Knight can't try to get anything back. Slows him down enough. Shut down over to Faker. 18 minutes and 51 seconds into the game. T1 gets their first kill.
State is a little bit awkward, but they find the pick that they were looking for. Without Knight, it becomes a lot harder for BLG to contest. BLG instead are setting their sights on the mid-tier 1. They want to be able to trade this neutral. They're going to pick it up.
Keria with the Glacial Fissure trying to stop the exit of BLG there, but BLG can get away safely. They don't have to spend any summoner spells doing that. Owner still working on taking this dragon down. And the important thing here, I think, for T1, they got the pick onto Knight at a time where they can then go signal to start up the Otacon. T1 looking to approach, but BLG is ready for him. The Otacon down to 1/3 HP. Keep your eyes on Doran. That could be the big engage, but Knight is waiting over along in the tri-barrage. Doran tries to fire back into him. Pressure onto Ben and Doran. Immediately now, as the Otacon's going to be stolen away by Owner. Beishwan is low. On is already down. Gumayushi with the kill. Knight has to try to run away alongside Ben. As Owner kills Beishwan too. Elk has to try to get away. And Owner is on the chase. Ben and Knight trying to escape. And T1 work their magic again.
The tank. Oh, BLG, though, they're responding.
Yeah, BLG thinking about this. The Unbreakable going to stop another True Shot barrage. Elk jumps in. Keria still low. Ben wants to burn them all up. A little bit more damage isn't there, though, as Ben gets stunned. T1 continuing their retreat. BLG trying to find the reason for that, Vedius. It's a plus 1.8, 1.9 thousand lead for BLG. Owner jumps in. On, going to be taken down to 1/3 HP now as the Equalizer fires back from Ben to guarantee that T1 doesn't want to chase further. Owner at 40% HP. BLG continuing to step away to the side here as T1 pressure forward, looking for the tier 1 turret. Doran being the front line, creating the space for Gumayushi.
Off-level advantage over Knight. Knight is fishing for a pick, but Owner's there to cover.
Okay, Owner trying to protect, but Owner may just have to give his life for this. Wants to dash back over to Beishwan for safety. Owner will die, and Faker's the next target. Timbers and Beishwan charging forward as On locks up the T1 mid laner, but Faker's getting away for now. Doran with a massive orb ulti over the top, and Knight's over to dead. Beishwan follows. BLG are buried in their hubris as they try and fail again to kill Faker.
If you're seeing it in action, BLG with 4 members on the top side thinks they get situation, but T1 maintain their composure. On the flank.
On's looking for it, but he immediately gets counter-engaged. On has to try to get away, flashing out after using the crash down defensively as well, but a nice engage from Knight. Beishwan's ready to follow it up, and Faker's in danger. Again, though, he survives. Gumayushi with the kill into Beishwan, as Elk just barely survives the ace in the hole. Owner continues the chase, as On's about to die here too. Elk and Ben completely on the run. BLG utterly routed.
Isolated in the mid lane. You think that you have the one-shot potential, but it's not quite enough.
BLG, the Ocean Dragon is the target. On wants to find some sort of an angle, but all he gets is a face full of bullets. Doran has joined up with the rest of the team, and once again, they're gonna go in. This time they find the shutdown on Faker, but it costs Beishwan's life. T1 trying to regroup. They're gonna claim the Ocean Soul, but what about the rest of the fight? Doran's down to a corner. Owner jumps in on top of everybody, and Gumayushi's ready to free fire. Knight and On both drop, and there's only 2 still standing for BLG. Elk on the run. Keria ready to chase. Winner's bite, not quite enough range. And T1 finally, Faker drops, but the cost is far too great. Keria will get picked off by Elk on the back end of the fight, but T1 is pushing 2 lanes.
BLG execute upon their game plan. The wombo combo looks so good, but at this point it feels like the T1 is just too far ahead with the soul secured as well in the extended fight.
Is still there. T1 now with the soul, with the 4,500 gold lead, with the push here in the top lane. Doran with the call of the Forge God, and it's On, called straight back into the grave yet again. Gumayushi unstoppable. T1 stepping forward behind the Braum, but they've stepped too far. They end up losing 1, but they are not done. A double for Guma, make it a triple. Caitlyn's on the hunt. She's as it's a 4-man push. Only Keria died. Knight steps in. He goes for the engage, but he doesn't find anything. T1, they were behind for so long, but when they need to, they clutch it out. They'll take the Nexus turret. Faker steps in. Elk stays alive. The Nexus will not, and T1 go up 2-0.
Send him over the other way, and then I can quickly set my sights on that Varus. Like the idea, we'll see how things pan out. The last pick is going to come through, and it's none other than Faker's Rise. Again, we go back to that CFO series. Faker was the weak point in that matchup. Jungle. BLG gonna path back this way. Faker, he's gonna spot them out.
Faker walks right into the brush. Knight with the level 1 charm finds that on Faker as Keria goes for the headbutt to knock Elk away. But now On continuing to put the pressure on. Faker's under pressure from the Ignite. He's healing up, but the first disengage. Faker also walking up, not needing to use the Realm Warp just yet. Beishwan continuing the chase, but there's no ulti, no cease and desist for the Vi as Knight has the Spirit Rush. Faker's gonna be caught out. Nice play from BLG, and Faker's fight. First grub already over to T1, and it looks like BLG's gonna call it off.
BLG
they don't want this.
They would have loved to have fought it, but their AD carry is in no position to fight. Gumayushi being level 6, Faker zoning him from the wave. But here we go.
Beishwan goes in, there's your cease and desist. Knight needs a little more damage. Faker's Realm Warp gets him away to Owner, and Faker survives. Now in the bottom lane, Doran with the Dominus, trying to put the pressure on Bin. Public Execution is still ready. The Ambessa defending himself underneath the turret. Doran charging up that Fury Bar though, finds the Empowered Call the Meek for a little bit.
And it feels like that slowly but surely BLG is losing more and more control over this game 3.
It's a feeling
the
that
man that never wears a skin.
It's a feeling that most players will never experience, but that's where we're at here. Is On just tries to get a quick snappy trade there onto Keria, but it doesn't amount into a whole lot. Headbutt Pulv trying to turn things around, but now Doran and Keria in a little bit of trouble. Cease and desist there onto the Gator, knocked right back with the explosive cast. Doran tries to find the Ruthless Predator, but there's nothing there. The fight breaks out. Both of these guys are seemingly way too happy to commit their ultis to these fights, but this one ends up being good. They've got the opportunity to take the tier 1 turret, the Soul. They also got the 3 Void Grubs. It's every neutral in the game going the way of T1.
Certainly is. Knight stuck on the top side of the map, which means escorting Guma from the mid lane to the bot lane. They caught that wave in bot, and then they secured the objective as well. Oh, top side.
Once again, they're looking to put the work in on Faker and BLG. The opportunity to extend the gold lead even further. Now Knight could have a bit of a problem. He's already used the Spirit Rush, and now he's got to try to escape from Doran and Owner, but his flash was already spent, and Owner's ready to chase. That's a kill going over to T1 as Keria and Gumayushi are up against the remainder of BLG. Bin trying to distract Doran and Owner, as now Keria's ready to jump right back into the fight. It's Faker trying to join up with the TP. He's arrived, and the cask flies out to buy some time, but it won't buy enough. Elk with a nice root there on the Blade Caller, but he gets pulled back. A double impale from Owner, and BLG are shattered.
Just the action. We've been seeing it throughout the series, and they're looking for more.
Okay, Keria might be the target here for the BLG engage. Finds a nice 3-man pulverize, drops the Unbreakable Will, but they'll break him anyway. They just want to give the money over to Elk, bring him back into the game. Gumayushi knocked back. Beautiful play from On. Shut down for Knight. Owner with another double impale as Ben has to flash away from the turret. BLG don't lose a man, and they find 2 critical picks.
These are the type of plays we need to be seeing from BLG. Pick after pick. Getting more control on the map, converting these picks into objectives.
Is ready to try to challenge here in the Smite fight. Bin looking for the angle on the side, but Doran's ready to block him. Wards trying to keep an eye here on the Dragon as On tries to throw a barrel out. T1 still with control over the objective, but Beishwan is in range. We could get a Smite fight. It's going to be secured by Keria, and now the engage coming out from BLG. Doran's over the wall. He slices. He's ready to dice. T1 staying alive for now, but Doran's going to be killed here at the very start. Bin, the only one caught inside the impale, and BLG's winning the fight. Keria's gonna die next. He tries to get away. He flashes into the Realm Warp to survive. And now Faker, the next target. BLG are finally gonna get him. Bin going for another, and Keria
alive.
BLG looking to force down the Otacon, trying to fight their way back into the game. They secure the objective, but the fight afterwards is ready to rage. Faker with a Ruined Prison onto Bin, but Doran might drop. They peel off Bin and save the Croc. Owner looking for an approach here off to the side. Yes, T1 get back a kill, but that's a massive swing over to BLG. They've got plus a 1,000 real gold lead, but then look at the flowers, 29-6. Plus 23 flowers is about a 2,000 gold lead in that stat for BLG. Carry is looking to go in and make the dive, and On's going to be caught by the Ixtal impact. Faker flashing back, making sure he doesn't die. Elk and Knight trying to continue providing covering fire and keeping
for his team.
And he will smash that tower before maybe burst it down. They demand a response from BLG instead. They don't want to walk into BLG. They're going to make BLG walk into them. The Baron's already down to half HP, but BLG has arrived. What is the call from T1? They're going to disengage it looks like, but they're still staying aggroed onto the Baron. It's down to 4K, 3K on a Knight trying to step up. The Baron is claimed by T1. Bins into the back line, but now he's in danger. Owner looking to control the rest of the fight. T1's already found the first kill. Beishwan's here with the front line, but a massive knockup from Carrier. On is down. T1 murdering BLG. Elk the next to fall. Knight is the only one left, but the kingdom is burning.
Time in a row, we'll find the monstrous fight, we'll find the Baron, and are looking to close this series out.
A brilliant gambit from T1. They know that BLG owns the bottom side river. They know it's dangerous to check, so they just don't. They make BLG answer them instead. They win the fight, they earn the Baron, they secure the soul.
What's crazy about this is T1's Baron wasn't even that fast.
Jump in with the Ambessa. There's no two-pronged threat. And T1 now with the Baron pushing up. That last sequence also earned Owner his 1,000th assist at international tournaments for his career, as T1 now gonna get collapsed on, potentially. Bin with the PP wants the angle, but Owner's already found the pull. Beishwan's down, and T1's bringing in the backup. A nice blade collar from Elk, but is it enough? Doran pops the dominus, and Elk's feathers fly. Carrier and Gumayushi putting more damage into Knight, as Carrier might just die. The point-blank piercing arrow finds a little, but Gumayushi has to flash away. Elk with another kill! Beautifully done alongside Knight. It worked the first time. How about the second? On, barely at any HP. Beishwan and Knight looking to try to approach. Piercing arrow flies out. T1 still thinking about the turn. Doran's coming around from behind. The dominance, flash with the Predator Knight. Somebody gonna be locked up. Carrier's got the follow. It's over. It's done. T1 slam the final fight. Doran clutch again with the angle at the perfect moment.
Phenomenal, simply phenomenal from T1. Fantastic coordination. Doran leveraging the fog of war. Bin, he's trying to get a kill back, but his nexus is exposed, and T1's looking to end the game and the series.
The TP coming in as Carrier's ready to join back up with the rest of the team. BLG wanted to conquer their demons, but T1 are their nightmare. 3-0. The LCK squad works their magic again.
BLG,
Brilliant.
but T1 simply one-upped them. They played the fights better, and that final fight truly was exquisite.